My name is Kimberly Blount, and I am a clinical pharmacist here at Healthesystems. As a child, and still to this day, I love to support and encourage people. And in high school, I had an affinity towards the science classes, like physics and biology. And so when it came time to determine what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, I merged the two together. And out of the healthcare disciplines, I thought that being a pharmacist best fit my personality. If I wasn't a pharmacist, I believe I would be working with my family, with our family ministry. My father started a prison ministry in 1976, and my husband is the current CEO of that ministry, and we provide support to the community through a lot of programs like job training programs for ex-offenders, and that's something that I've always wanted to do. I volunteer, but if I wasn't a pharmacist today, I think that I would be working full-time in some capacity with the ministry. Prior to my start here at Healthesystems, I worked for the Agency of Healthcare Administration, working for Florida Medicaid. I managed Medicaid claims. However, when a new governor was elected, it was decided to transition those patients to private healthcare plans. And I really enjoyed working in managed care, particularly in pain management. So Healthesystems, when I saw that position open up, it was a great fit for me, and I applied, and 5 years later, here I am. I believe workers' comp has changed from the perspective of a pharmacist over the last decade because of the opioid epidemic. States have been compelled to put in place laws that will provide safety to their constituents. And this has made a big impact on the workers' comp industry, actually the healthcare industry overall. They have put in limits on prescribing limits and dispensing limits on opioids to try and mitigate long-term opioid use and risk for patients. And I think that states will probably become more savvy in providing programs or mandating ways that will force insurers to operationalize these laws. I think that Healthesystems is differentiated from other PBMs by having the flexibility to provide customized interventions. One example is through formulary management. Clients may have a need to have multiple formularies that speak to special populations or groups, and I think being a smaller PBM than the major players allows that advantage that helps us meet the client need. Healthesystems impacts the trajectory of an injured worker by developing systems that will have triggers to identify patients who may be at risk for long-term opioid use or prescribing of multiple medications that may cause side effects. And one way that we do this is making sure that we use the right intervention for that patient early on in the claim. One program is the IPE program. The patient is identified through the system. The pharmacist reviews that patient profile and has a conversation with the prescriber. And this process just allows us to make a recommendation that will definitely make a positive impact on that patient's outcome. My role here at Healthesystems probably allows me to offer more guidance on medications. On the formulary team, we are creating formularies that promote the use of safe and effective medications. We also have direct contact with customers by the drug information line. We are providing guidance or answering questions to adjusters and prescribers to help them make informed decisions. So I kind of have direct contact with clients, but primarily providing guidance on formularies. I would have to say the favorite thing about this job is how it allows me to be fluid in my role as a pharmacist. In 5 years, I've had 3 different job responsibilities. And typically, as a pharmacist, when you enter a role, you remain in that role with minor changes throughout your career at that particular employer. So I am so grateful for the exposure and the experience that Healthesystems has offered me. I'm hoping that the role of a pharmacist and telemedicine will continue and expand. Being able to have that direct communication with patients just really offer better patient outcomes and improve patient safety. So I'm hoping that the role of pharmacists in telemedicine just continue and grow larger. What's most important to me is really advocating for the patients. The patients that we serve have to deal with a lot. When you're in pain, you may experience depression, and it can be very challenging. So my job, I feel, is to make sure that we continue to develop programs that will meet the needs of our patient and just assist them in getting back to work and living a productive life. My favorite quote, or actually scripture, is, "Whatever you do, do it heartily unto the Lord and not unto men." And this really helps keep me grounded because it reminds me of what I do, but more importantly, who I do it for. And so when I face challenges, it just puts me back in place and keeps me focused on continuing to love what I do.